5 mistakes people make when buying a home. Make sure to watch this entire video because the things I talk about in this video could save you tens of thousands of dollars or more. The first mistake I see people making when buying a home is having too much emotion. Buying a home can be a very emotional process, which I completely understand, but oftentimes it can be to people's detriment. When buying a home, sometimes people will see a home and they fall head over heels in love with it, and they believe that that's the only home for them and no other home exists in this world that will meet their needs, which can sometimes be a problem. Sometimes when you're negotiating on a property, you're putting in an offer, you're trying to get an offer accepted, and you're trying to buy a property at a good price, sometimes you need to mentally be able to walk away. As well, what we saw earlier in the year, in January, February, March, when real estate prices were really high and the market was super competitive to where there was 10 buyers for every listing, in multiple offer situations, people would go and offer way more than everyone else and way over the list price. And what ended up happening is people were buying homes for $1.2 million, and now prices have gone down and they're upside down on their mortgages and they owe more money on their loan than what the house is actually worth, which is a really bad situation to be in. So make sure to do everything you can to keep your emotions in check and listen to your real estate agent, because they are not the ones buying the home. And so they're able to have a more objective stance on things and the situation that you're in and help you get the best deal and not overspend on your home purchase. The next mistake I see people making is using the wrong realtor. One of the most common ways people are using the wrong realtor I see is they go directly to the listing agent. They believe that if they work with the listing agent, they might get some kind of inside edge and advantage, which oftentimes isn't the case. The listing agent is signed under contract to represent the seller. That seller could be a relative of theirs. It could be someone they've been doing business with for the last 10, 15, 20 years. You don't know that. So oftentimes, whether they want to admit it or not, there may be some kind of bias. The listing agent, if they're representing both the buyer and seller, are supposed to give you a fair shake and be as honest as possible as per the real estate laws, but you'll never exactly know. It is best to hire an agent that's representing you and only you and has no conflict of interest when it comes to helping you get what is best for you and buying a home that is the best price possible. When hiring an agent, you're also going to want to hire someone that is very diligent and organized and is going to work very hard to find you a good deal. Also somebody that works in the area that you're looking for. If you're looking in Cambridge, don't be hiring an agent from Richmond Hill. They may understand Cambridge a little bit, but they're not going to know the ins and outs of the city, the good areas, the bad areas, have relationships with all the agents there, and be able to navigate you through the process, because it can vary from city to city, as well as prices vary greatly from city to city. What might be a good deal in a different city could be grossly overpaying in another. So it's best to hire a local agent that understands the area that you're looking in. The next mistake I see people make when buying a home is not having a mortgage pre-approval. A mortgage pre-approval is a letter from either the mortgage professional at your bank branch or a mortgage broker stating that you are pre-qualified to purchase a home of X amount of dollars. Let's say, as an example, you're pre-approved for $800,000. Now you understand that you can't buy a home for more than $800,000 unless you're going to magically pull money out of thin air, because that is the most expensive mortgage the bank is going to give you. With your down payment and the loan they'll give you, $800,000 is all the money that you have to purchase a home. What a lot of people will do is they start looking at homes before they're pre-approved, and they're looking at homes at $850,000 or $900,000 because they're not pre-approved and they don't understand the current interest rates, debt to income ratio. They might have a student loan that they haven't paid off that's affecting their debt to income ratio. Their credit might not be that good. There's a million and one different reasons that could affect someone's mortgage pre-qualification. So these people are going out and looking at homes that are out of their budget, but they don't even know that. And so sometimes what will happen is someone will offer on a home that they can't afford, and they go to get a mortgage on it and they can't. And now the deal falls through. You're wasting your time, you're wasting the seller's time, the realtor's time, you're wasting everyone's time. You're creating all kinds of headache. And in some cases, if you really mess up, like what had happened earlier in the year, where people were buying homes without financing conditions, which is not something I recommend doing unless you got $1 million sitting in the bank. Is these people were buying homes and they couldn't get the mortgage, but there's no condition. So now it goes to court and there's different court proceedings and people suing people, you lose your deposit. It's a whole different mess, which is not a situation you want to be in. So make sure before you're looking at homes, and especially before you offer on a home, you have a mortgage pre-qualification. I quickly touched on this in my last point, but my next point that I have is not understanding and using conditions on your offer. Earlier in the year, being able to get an offer with conditions on it was next to impossible. But now, as we're in December going into January of 2023, the market's shifted a lot and we're in a more balanced market, meaning that conditional offers are getting accepted. So if the offers can get accepted, you should be putting these in your offer. You're going to have a conditional offer on a home inspection, financing. If you're purchasing a condo, the review of the status certificate and all the different financials of the building that you're purchasing a unit in, and some other different things that I don't need to get into in this video. I can make another video about those. These conditions protect you. So for example, in an inspection condition, if you purchase a home with a condition on home inspection, that means that if you get the home inspected and something comes up that is bad, at your sole discretion, you can decide to back out of the agreement of purchase and sale and not go forward with purchasing the home. So if you have a home inspection and you find out that the home needs a $100,000 foundation repair, you can walk away from the deal and get your deposit back. If you didn't have that home inspection, you'd move in and figure out that, the foundation is completely screwed and you got to go and write a check for $100,000 after you just put $150,000 down on a house. That's a really bad situation to be in. Another one is a financing inspection. Sometimes the home needs to be appraised. Sometimes, maybe, even though I don't recommend this, you purchased a home without a pre-qualification and you need that margin of error to where if for whatever reason you can't get financing, you can walk away without losing your deposit. Because sometimes on these homes, the deposits are $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 in some cases for the deposit. So if you go and you can't finance the deal and the deal falls through, you can be out a lot of money. The next mistake I see people making is purchasing a property in a bad location just because they like the home. When the market was super hot earlier in the year, a lot of people were buying whatever they could get their hands on. A home backing on the power lines, a house on a busy street, a home that's not in the best of neighborhoods. Whatever they could get their hands on, people were buying, which I advise not doing. But of course, when there's 10 buyers for every listing, it's kind of hard and you have to take whatever you can get. But when the market is not as hot as it was earlier in the year, which is going to happen, the real estate market is cyclical. Sometimes it's high and prices are crazy and it's a seller's market. Sometimes the market's down, it's a buyer's market. There's, 3, 4, 5 months of inventory sitting on the market and it's very difficult to get a home to sell. You need to understand that when you purchase a home, when you're selling it, the market might not be in the same part of that cycle. You might buy a home today when the market's in more of a seller market, and in 10 years you go to sell it, it could be a buyer's market. And there could be 10 homes just like yours in your neighborhood for sale. So if your home's backing onto power lines or is on the busy street in the neighborhood, it might be harder to sell. So always try and have a home in a desirable location that isn't backing onto things like power lines or a dump or isn't on a busy street and is close to good amenities in a good, family-friendly, safe community. This ensures that down the line, regardless of where the market's at, you're going to have a better chance at selling your home and you'll be able to get more money for your home when you go to sell it. So there's my 5 mistakes people make when purchasing a home. Hopefully this video is very informative and is able to help you navigate the home buying process. If you are looking to buy a home, I'm a real estate agent servicing the Kitchener-Waterloo region. So I'm going to have my email down below. Feel free to send me an email if you are looking to buy a home. As well, I'm going to be posting more of these videos, so press subscribe and like this video. That means that you enjoyed this video and that you want to see more content like this. Besides that, I look forward to seeing you in my next video and enjoy the rest of your day.